Okay, so we are doing the graph of the linear relationship that you started on the previous slide. The previous slide was a statement. Okay, we're going to take that statement and make a graph out of it. Okay, when you're on this slide, notice on the left side I stuck some directions there, and you may not see it. You may have to take the bar on the bottom, click on it, and kind of move it, because it may be hidden, but you can always do that. So I have the directions, and as we go through those directions, let's look at my example. Maybe it'll make more sense to think about the directions with an example. Okay, so step one, write the x-axis label. Okay, so I lost. Okay, so on your statement, my x-axis label is the very last word. See where underneath that last word that you typed, it says x-axis label, so seconds. Okay, so I'm going to type seconds where it says x-axis label. And I lost my directions. This may happen to you. Okay, second thing, number the x-axis using the multiples of the number in front of that x-axis label. Okay, so go back. You have to go back for a minute. See, mine was every 1 second. Okay, every 1 second. 2 chips every 1 second. So I'm going to count by ones on my x-axis. Okay, I'm going to type 1, and then I'm going to keep counting by ones from there. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is kind of frustrating that it keeps moving. It'll do that to you too. Okay, the third step is write the y-axis label. Okay, my y-axis label, your y-axis label, is the second part that you typed on the previous slide. See, mine was 30 chips. Chips is labeled as the y-axis label. Sorry about the airplane, if you can hear me. So chips is the y-axis label. Okay, then after you type that, it says for step 4, type the starting number, and I'll do both of these things at the same time. Type the starting number and then number the y-axis from that number using multiples of the number in front of the y-axis label. And that may sound confusing. I'll try to make this more clear. Okay, so my starting amount was 30 chips. Okay, so I'm going to type in 30. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to number by twos, because it says I'm eating 2 chips every second, 2 chips a second. So I'm going to type my 30, and then from my 30, I'm going to add 2s to that. So it's going to be 30, and then 32, 34, 36, 38. That idea. Okay, so my starting amount is 30. And then from there, I'm going to jump up by 2s. So it'd be 32, 34. Please ask if you have questions on this. I'm throwing a lot at you at the beginning of the year on this, and we're going to spend all year on it. It's going to be kind of awkward now, but it's going to get really easy. So I started with 30, and then I counted by 2s after that. Notice the thunderbolt on the y-axis. That just means I'm skipping a whole bunch of numbers on the y-axis before I type in my starting amount. I knew you guys would have different starting amounts, so I just had to have a general break in the graph. Okay, so just know that we're taking the first 29 parts of that graph and kind of ignoring it. just put a little break there. Okay. Okay, after you do that, okay, we did steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 5, drag the dots to show your information. Okay, so just think about what we said. We started with 30 chips. Okay, think of that as starting at 0 seconds. So at 0 seconds, okay, before any seconds went by, I have 30 chips. So you want to drag a dot showing, if you were doing my example, at 0 seconds, I'd already eaten 30 chips. Okay, after a second goes by, and I've eaten 2 additional chips, I've eaten a total of 32 chips. So above this 1 second, I'm going to put a dot at 32, because I've eaten a total of 32 chips after a second's gone by. Okay, after 2 seconds have gone by, I started with my 30, but I ate an additional 2 for the first second, and then I'm going to eat an additional 2 chips for my second. So I would have eaten 34 chips altogether. Starting to see the pattern? See, I'm going to increase by 2 chips every time I go to my next second. So after 3 seconds, I've eaten a total of 36 chips. After 4 seconds, I've eaten a total of 38 chips. Don't worry about putting anything on the 5, because I didn't give you enough dots. Okay. And then the last thing you want to do is draw the line. Okay, use this line feature. Let's see, it's down under the word arrange. Okay, just click on that. And then try to get on top of your first point. Mine's 30. Push down with your left finger. And then try to guide the line to go through your points. Okay, so there's my visual graph of the same information that I started with 30 chips, and then after each second goes by, I eat an additional 2 chips. Guys, please let me know if you're having troubles. Don't stress about this. Again, this is the first time you've ever done this. I'm kind of taking a chance doing something that's so brand new to you, but I just want to see what we can do. Okay, don't stress, just do what you can, and let me know if you have any questions at all.